When Typhoon Kajiki made landfall, it brought with it a deluge of rain that soaked Vietnam's coastal regions, just after authorities had ordered mass evacuations to ensure safety. This dramatic event highlights the ongoing struggle between nature's raw power and humanity's preparedness. But here's where it gets controversial. While typhoons are no strangers to Vietnam, their patterns and impacts may be shifting in ways we're only beginning to understand. Vietnam experiences multiple typhoons annually, a fact well documented by meteorologists like Matt Taylor, a lead weather presenter who studies these systems closely. These storms often originate far from Vietnam itself. Some develop directly in the South China Sea, while others start their life cycle over the western Pacific Ocean. As they move westward, crossing through countries such as the Philippines, they typically weaken due to interaction with landmasses. However, once they reach the warm, energy-rich waters of the South China Sea again, they can regain strength before heading toward Vietnam. What makes this phenomenon particularly fascinating, and sometimes devastating, is how global wind patterns and Earth's rotation play a role. The planet's natural spin, combined with prevailing atmospheric conditions, tends to steer many of these storms straight into Vietnam's path. On average, the country faces 4 to 6 direct hits each year, though even more storms narrowly bypass its coastline. For those living there, typhoon season isn't just a fleeting concern. It stretches from June all the way through November, peaking dramatically around September. However, not every year is created equal when it comes to storm activity. Scientists have observed that during El Niño years, characterized by warmer-than-average sea surface temperatures in the eastern Pacific, the frequency and intensity of typhoons tend to decrease. Conversely, La Nina years, marked by cooler waters in the same region, often result in stronger and more frequent storms. Right now, though, neither El Niño nor La Nina dominates the climate stage. Instead, the atmosphere finds itself in what experts call a neutral phase. Earlier this year, Vietnam's National Weather Service noted that this neutral state likely means fewer consecutive storms compared to La Nina seasons. Their forecast? About 5 or 6 significant typhoons could make landfall during this current season. But let's zoom out for a moment. While research on climate change doesn't necessarily predict an uptick in the total number of storms globally, it does suggest something potentially alarming. Those that do form might become fiercer. Warmer ocean temperatures provide fuel for typhoons, allowing them to grow more powerful. Additionally, higher levels of moisture in the atmosphere mean increased rainfall potential, a recipe for catastrophic flooding in vulnerable areas. And this is the part most people miss. Although technology has advanced significantly in predicting typhoon paths and intensities, mitigating their effects remains a monumental challenge. Evacuations save lives. But what about homes, livelihoods, and entire communities left in ruins? How do we balance short-term responses with long-term resilience against these increasingly volatile forces of nature? So here's my question to you. Do you think enough is being done at both local and international levels to prepare for the evolving threat of typhoons? Or are we still underestimating the scale of the problem? Share your thoughts below. I'd love to hear whether you agree or disagree.